pretend like it's not even going, okay? So, back to what we were discussing from yesterday, place value with our decimal numbers, okay? We were talking about the correlation between decimal numbers, like 1/10, and fraction numbers, okay? How would I say this fraction number? And I would say 1/10. If I were to write this as a decimal value, how many places away from our decimal is the tenths place? Miss Glue? It's right behind it, or in this case, it would be just one space away. How do I say this number also? Gus?
1/10.
I would say this 1/10. What you guys are going to be doing with your iPads today is I'm going to be writing fractional values. You're going to be making those into decimal values. So as you're working through, the money is there to help as well. Be friendly, help one another out if we have to. Okay? So we're going to do some examples with this, and then I'm going to see if I can stump you guys. I'm going to see if I can throw you off. So, are there any questions before we get started? Okay. The first fraction that I would like to see you guys turn into a decimal, we'll start nice and easy. 2/10. Okay? Feel free to help each other out. All right, did everybody have a chance to get theirs put on?
Yeah.
All right. Miss Mulligan is going to write the decimal equivalent. See if that's what you got as well. And hers says decimal 2.
Yep.
Is she right?
Yes.
Let's give her a 2 clap, ready, go. Great job, Miss Mulligan. So yeah, it's one decimal place away, and I always like to try to underline. Let's do another one. How about this? And this time I'm not going to say it. Turn to your neighbors. Tell each other how you say this number. Okay, I heard a lot of people say what I think is correct. I'm going to go around. All right, I see a lot of people. Do I have a volunteer who's willing to go up and write their decimal form of, and would you guys just help me out? How do I say that fraction? Go ahead, everybody.
7/10.
7/10. Awesome job. Ben, would you go and write that in decimal form for us, please? Make sure you check yours along with what Mr. Olam writes. 0 and 7/10. Do you guys agree?
Yep.
Let's give them a 2 clap, ready, go. Great job. Go ahead and clear your boards. Let's do another one. I'm going to give you one more like this. Oh. Please turn to your table partners and tell them how you say this fraction. Help each other out. We're seeing lots of people get these figured out, no problem. All right, I need some help. Could you guys on 3 tell me how do we say that? 1, 2, 3.
9/10.
9/10. Wonderful. And I need a volunteer to go up to the board and write out their decimal form of that fraction. Yes, sir. I already got somebody up there. Okay? She's got a decimal point and a 9 right next to that decimal point. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Let's give her a 2 clap, ready, go. Nice job, guys. All right, so let's move on now to something just a little bit different. Now, pay attention to your denominators here. What if we do something like this? Okay? Take a look. Make sure you clear your boards. Take a look. Discuss with the people right around you. What is different about this fractional value than the ones we were just previously working with?
You do?
Alright, there's a way nicer way we can go about that.
Did you get that?
Now you're working on the right side.
Yeah.
Very good.
I did it.
Alright, I need somebody to help me out here. Okay, I need somebody to help me out here. And what I want your help with on this one, boys and girls, is what is different about this fraction than the ones we were just previously working with? What is different here? Jacob?
That one, you can't just do it, you can't just do it in one row.
Okay.
If I want to use the hundreds only, I can't do that because it can't go up to 25 hundredths.
Okay.
So instead you go to 275 hundredths.
Oh, so what I heard him say, and I want somebody to build upon this, was, well, because we're now working in hundredths, we can't just put one number and get our answer. He said, so you really need 2/10 and 5/100. Is there somebody else in here who can explain what Jacob was just saying to help me understand it just a little bit more? Because I get what he's saying, but is there another way we can look at this? Hannah? So what I heard her say was, if we don't put both of those numbers from our numerator into our decimal number, we're not going to have the value that we're trying to demonstrate. Is that what you guys heard as well?
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Could I have a volunteer who is bold enough to go up to the board and write down our decimal representation for this number? Who went up there last? Was it Zoe?
No, it was. Yeah, no,
Zoe?
Ben.
Zoe went last? All right, Ethan, would you please go write that for us? So what he has written is 0 and 25. Do you guys agree with Ethan?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's give him a 2 clap. Ready, go. All right. Now, I'm going to give you another one, and then I'm going to try to throw you guys off a little bit. I'm going to see if I can stump you. Okay? All right, I wrote your fraction for you. Now, would you please turn to the people near you? How do I say that fractional representation? All right, can somebody help me out? How do I say this decimal, or excuse me, how do I say this fractional representation? How do I say this? Mr. Rosenbaum? 261 thousandths. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Who wants to come up and write it? Mr. Rosenbaum, since you said it, you just will come write it. I'm seeing a lot of really good answers out here. And I also appreciate that I'm seeing some of you help one another out. Do you guys agree with the way Mr. Rosenbaum has written his answer?
Yes.
All right, let's give him a 2 clap, ready, go. All right, now, are you guys ready for a curveball?
Yeah.
All right, now, this might require you to talk with the people around you. I want you guys to help one another out. But I'm gonna see if I can throw you guys a curveball here, and let's see if you're ready for it. All right, So here is your fractional representation. But here's what I'm going to add to that. Talk with your teammates, talk with your table mates. How are you going to represent that as a decimal number? So, how did you guys decide to say that? So, remember yesterday I introduced you guys to my little friend. What's his name? Ian. So, all right, boys and girls, it seems like some of you are ready for it. And I had a really great discussion with this table group over here. They were talking about some of their reasoning for how they came to their answer. So the first thing I want you guys to help me out with, okay? How do I say this number? How do I say that number? Miss Mulligan? 4 and 3/10? Didn't some of you get introduced to a friend of mine yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, remember my friend Andy, the decimal?
Yeah.
Okay, and when we talk about numbers, Andy is a what? Yeah, he's a decimal. So I walked around and I had some really great conversations with some of these folks over here. How did you guys decide to put this in a decimal form? Miss Veith, you want to go up there and write it for us? Oh my. Do you guys agree with Miss Veith?
Yes.
4 and 3/10? Let's give her a 2 clap. Ready, go. Okay? So the correlation between decimals and fractions is that they are the same thing. That right there, the 4 and 3/10 with a fraction, equals, notice I've been using that equal sign. It means the same as. It means the same thing. 4 and 3/10 with our decimals. These are the exact same things. Today what we're going to build upon from our learnings yesterday is how to write these things in word form and in expanded form. So I'm going to give you guys 2 more to put into decimal form, and then we're going to be ready to move on. Are you ready? Connor, do you have a question? Yeah, go quick, please. Okay? And I want to continue to hear some of those conversations that you were all sharing. Okay? So here's your first one. We'll go 6, and then your fraction will be this. And then I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to do 5, and then your fractional representation will be this. Discuss these with one another. Help each other out, and then we'll have some volunteers come up to the board. You can't do 2 what? Right, yeah, so just do one, discuss, and then do the next one. Yeah, or divide and conquer. If a couple of you want to do the first, and a couple want to do the second, and then you guys will discuss, I have no problem with that at all. All right, everybody, turn and say bye.
Bye.